This video is brought to you by SUSOIX. SUSOIX, the innovators of spikeboarding, stand-up spike, and the creators of the original skateboard spike. SUSOIX, become the motor.
Hello folks, and welcome to another SUSOIX spikeboarding tutorial. In this video we are going to examine how a skateboard spike moves very slowly. First we're going to watch this little clip at a high performing level of the stand-up spike and the Kubi cross, and notice how the shaft is always parallel to the board. We're also going to review a few of the safety positions for a SUSOIX skateboard spike. And here we go. We're going to do it in slow motion with some arrow indications so you can follow right along. So we're going to be standing on top of the bottom of the board and staying static so that we can show you these illustrations very simply. And we'll do some freeze framing here. So the spike moves and it stays on the side. The tip stays to the back at all times. Let's get that board back a little more so we fit into the camera, and the spike goes side to side as if it were a pendulum, forward and backwards, and the tip always under the foam top handle. And there's a safety position, and that is when the shaft comes up and touches the back of your tricep. You know the tip is up. The other safety position is forward, right? So hold the shaft between your thumb and your index finger forward and keep that spike tip in front of you so you can see it. And when you need to thread in between something narrow, zip the spike through and follow it afterwards. So try not to keep your spike tip behind you when you are threading something very tight. Again, this is the second safety position where the tip is up. You can say hi to the folks. You know your tip is up until you get away from all people and you're safe. Keep that tip up. And before you bring it down, make sure your backside is totally safe. Again, the spike lives in this parallel position to the board. It does not live out to the side. It is not a paddle. It doesn't have a blade. It has a spike tip. You don't need to feather it whatsoever into the wind. It doesn't need to be out slightly to the side either. The spike shaft always needs to be parallel, not out to the side, because it has no function out there. You're not going to gain any performance. You're not going to swing it around the back either, because there's no function to the skateboard spike anywhere outside of parallel to the board. So you want to begin to carry the spike perfectly parallel to the board at all times. This is the neutral position with our hand on the carbon fiber and the foam directly underneath our shoulder and the spike tip to the back. Again, the top foam handle is stacked on top of the spike tip, one on top of the other, the shaft parallel to the board at all times and spiking backwards, not out to the side. The more you go out to the side, the more power you're going to lose. So there's no performance going out to the side, and there's certainly no safety about it all. You cannot be out on paths until you are not a threat to others. You must be safe with your spike and know that you can dominate it and have it be 4 inches away from parallel position to your board. So practice this away from people, and until you are not a threat to others, you cannot take your skateboard spike out in near other people. Let's go over some of these positions again and learn how to stop. We want to stop by taking the spike tip in the front, putting the foot down, stopping, keeping that spike tip right in front of us. Do not stop with the spike tip behind you. Keep it in front of you so that you can see it. You can see people walking around you. If you keep it behind you, you can't see it. You might lose sight of it. People might be walking behind you. Don't swing it around. Stop. Place it in front of you. This is the safety position for stopping with a skateboard spike. Keep it right in front of you. Drop it. Put it right there. Wait until you need to go. Don't swing it around. Don't use it as a pointer. You need to keep it right in front of you. Drop it right in front of you. Relax. Wait for the light to change. Wait for your right of way. Take a look behind you. And when you begin to spike, and there's many people around, you have to take tiny little spikes. As you begin to accelerate the speed, and as you begin to know that your backside is clear, you can begin to extend your stroke. Extend your stroke, come up to speed. Let's cover the neutral position. As you can see, the neutral position is off of the silicone. It's on the carbon fiber. You're actually carrying the spike in its least heavy position. There's the safety 1 position again, and here we're going to carry the spike parallel to the board in our neutral position when we need to simply skate. We're going to take a look at it from the side as well. So when you come across some concrete or you come across an area where you don't want to use the spike, carry it in the neutral position, keep the foam directly in front of your shoulder, keep the spike tip directly behind you, and carry it right in that sweet spot where it weighs nothing. You could carry it on 1 or 2 fingers. So if you're not using the spike, this is the neutral safety position with which to spike with. Remember, keep it right in that sweet spot where it doesn't weigh anything, and you transfer it the same way as you would during a kubi cross, but you're not going to be using it. You can keep it in motion, however, even if you're not going to spike. Keep everything in motion because that pavement is going to come up soon and you're going to be able to spike.
This video is brought to you by SUSOIX. SUSOIX, the innovators of spikeboarding, stand-up spike, and the creators of the original skateboard spike. SUSOIX, become the motor.